What is up, my dudes? My name is Rane and welcome back to Making Metal in FL Studio. Although we're not in FL Studio anymore, today we're talking about music videos, so let's go! So let's get to the first point, which is analyzing your lyrics. You will have to analyze your lyrics so that you can plan ahead what you want to film. For example, if you have like really epic chorus that's like really big and epic, then you might want to shoot on a hill and have like a really cool background of the city or the nature or something like that. In our case, our lyrics are somewhat dark, so I chose to shoot in the woods because this might look really green on camera right now, but after the color grading, this will look really dark and kind of cinematic and epic in a dark way. And if you want to go really dark and film something like horror or something like that, then you could shoot in a place like this. Hell yeah. Which brings us to point 2, which is location scouting. You don't just want to go to one location and just record. Maybe if you just go around and look for different locations, you will find one that looks way better and way cooler than the one that you had planned. For example, earlier we planned to go a little bit further ahead on like some kind of sewer or like waterway. I don't know how to describe it, but it kind of looked meh, so we just didn't go there. And once you found a cool location, you will need some gear. Now when it comes to the gear you need, well, one is very obvious, and that's the camera. And when you're gonna have a camera, well, it's also going to be very useful to have a tripod. You might not need a tripod if you have someone like Moon of Blood helping me with the camera, doing hand help and holding the gimbal. But if you don't have a gimbal or someone that can hold the camera for you, then you'll definitely need a tripod. Another thing you'll need is probably light. Unless you're shooting outside, like we are right now, it's probably good to have some lights. You can have studio lights or just use your phone as a flashlight or just use whatever, just make sure that you're somewhat well lit. And what you obviously can't leave behind are your instruments. Once you have everything that you need, you just need to figure out what angles look the best. Do you just want straight from the front? Do you want like from further down the side or like from above the headstock? Or when you're singing, do you want the camera to be off angle or do you want it to be like straight on your face? There's many different things that you can do that evoke different emotions and can look better or worse. So you just want to figure out what works best for you, and yeah, that'll make sure that you'll have a nice video. Now additionally to playing your guitar, you can record what's called B-roll, which is basically, besides just you playing the music, you can have like a little story, a little movie playing alongside the music. And then you just sprinkle in some of those shots here and there to just make the music video a little bit more interesting and have the focus been taken away from just you playing the instruments, which would on their own probably be a little bit boring. So having that little story go on the side will spice it up a little bit. And once you have everything recorded, you can go to the studio and we can start editing.
Now, because I don't know what programs you're going to use, I will only show you what to do, but not how to do those things, because it's going to be very different with every program. But the first thing you'll want to do is sync up your shots. I would do this one shot at a time. First, drag in your song, then drag in your footage of you singing or playing guitar, and then you just find the part in the video where you start singing or playing your instruments and align that with the music. Next step would be color grading. I won't go too deep into this since this topic is absolutely humongous, but just make sure your shadows aren't entirely black and your highlights aren't super blown out. With the good old S-curve you can add some contrast and then you can play around with the colors to get your final result. Before you start editing the clips where you play your instruments, I would lay out the B-roll first, so you can make sure that everything that needs to be seen gets enough screen time. And once you have the B-roll laid out throughout the video, you can start splicing together everything else. My tip here is, make sure that edits happen in sync to the music. This makes cuts and edits feel more natural. At the end you can add the good old black bars to make it look a bit more cinematic and export it.
Now that's all I have to say about music videos for now. How to upload them and where to upload them. How to make nice thumbnails, write descriptions and tags and all that. That's going to be part of the next episode, so I'm hoping to see you there. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and yeah, I guess I'll see ya.